As a passionate Los Angeles Dodgers fan and someone who follows every single move this organization makes, I can say with confidence that this winter will be one of the most important in recent years. The team is at a decisive point in its construction, balancing ambition, need, and long-term strategy, and this is becoming clearer with every move the front office prioritizes. A lot has been said about Kyle Tucker, and for good reason. He is a proven all-star, a powerful hitter, a reliable defender, and above all, the kind of player who would fit perfectly into the Dodgers structure. But when I look behind the scenes, analyze last season's numbers, and compare what the team needs today with what the market actually offers, it becomes obvious that the biggest urgency is not in the outfield, it's in the bullpen. That's the truth many insiders have already started admitting, and one I, both as a fan and as an analyst, see with absolute clarity. The 2025 season exposed critical weaknesses in the relief unit. There were lost games late, inconsistency in decisive innings, and a noticeable drop in performance that simply does not match a franchise that competes for championships every single year. Tanner Scott, brought in to command the ninth inning, couldn't provide the stability the team needed. An era above for .70, multiple blown saves, and that uncomfortable feeling we all had knowing that when the game was on the line, the confidence just wasn't there. It's hard to say, but it's the reality. The Dodgers cannot go into 2026 repeating that mistake, and that is exactly why the organization is now far more focused on strengthening the bullpen than on handing out a massive contract for Kyle Tucker. That doesn't mean Tucker is off the radar, but it shows a clear shift in priorities. The team knows it can survive with a carefully planned solution in the outfield, but it absolutely cannot risk another year with an unstable bullpen. In this context, the name that naturally rises to the top is Pete Fairbanks. When I look at his numbers, I see a level of consistency that very few pitchers on the market can offer. 3 straight seasons with an ERA below 3.00, 75 saves over that span, a dominant presence on the mound, and most importantly, a cost-benefit profile far superior to the other elite options available. Edwin Diaz and Devin Williams are phenomenal pitchers, but they come with massive contracts and expectations that don't necessarily match what the Dodgers are trying to do right now. Fairbanks, on the other hand, fits perfectly into the philosophy of this front office: high efficiency, immediate impact, and financial sustainability. The impression I get as I follow these developments is that the Dodgers are choosing a smarter, more mature, almost surgical approach. The front office knows it must seal the most dangerous leaks before thinking about luxury upgrades. And even though Tucker is a rare talent, the outfield simply isn't as urgent as the bullpen at this moment. Michael Conforto's departure did leave a gap, yes, but it's a gap that can be filled with internal and external pieces without compromising the overall financial plan. Miguel Vargas is ready for more responsibility, and he just keeps evolving, and there are several market options that fit the Dodgers' needs without requiring massive contracts. And on top of that, the Dodgers have an advantage that very few teams possess: patience. When a team is not desperate, it negotiates better, observes better, and makes decisions that align with what actually matters in October. As a fan who has watched this front office turn quiet moves into season-changing outcomes, I know exactly how powerful that patience can be. I also know many fans want a big splash, a headline-grabbing acquisition, that feeling of something huge arriving. But the truth is that championships are built through solid decisions, not necessarily through the biggest contract on the board. The bullpen was the root of the team's most painful moments last season. That cannot happen again. If securing a reliable closer means postponing a major outfield signing, then in my view, that is the correct decision. Because there's no point in having an explosive lineup if you cannot protect a one-run lead in the final inning. The Dodgers learned that the hard way in 2025, and now they're doing what they always do when faced with a weakness: they fix it. That is why, in my analysis, Pete Fairbanks is the most logical and strategic move right now. He delivers exactly what the team needs. He costs less than other high-profile names. He fits perfectly into the Dodgers pitching system. And most importantly, he solves the most urgent problem before it becomes a nightmare again. This doesn't mean Tucker is out of the picture. The Dodgers always monitor everything, always keep conversations open, always leave doors unlocked. But I simply don't see the front office engaging in a bidding war that could compromise financial flexibility for reinforcing more critical areas. And whether we like it or not, This is the kind of decision championship caliber teams must make. We're talking about a franchise that competes for titles every year. A team that cannot afford mistakes in the ninth inning. A team that completely changes its level when it has a lockdown closer. Fans want spectacle. They want the big name. They want that electric sense of something monumental arriving. But real victory comes from details. And right now, the most important detail has a name: the bullpen. My opinion, both as a fan and as an analyst, is simple. Fixing the bullpen first is the right call. Targeting Fairbanks is a smart, strategic move. Keeping Tucker as a possibility, but not as a priority, is intelligent planning. The outfield can be addressed without panic. The bullpen cannot. In the end, everything points to one conclusion: the Dodgers are thinking like champions, removing weaknesses before adding luxuries. And if 2026 truly becomes the year this team rises again, I'm absolutely certain this bullpen-first approach will be remembered as the first step toward that title. Now, I want to know what you think. Are the Dodgers right to focus on the bullpen first? Should Kyle Tucker still be the top priority anyway? And what move do you believe could change the team's destiny next season? Leave your thoughts and join the discussion, because here, we live this team intensely. And of course, if you want fast upgrades, reliable information, and a passionate fan's perspective, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Here, the news arrives first and it arrives with truth. Go Dodgers! And speaking honestly as a lifelong Dodgers fan, I need to say what so many of us feel, but don't always put into words. We've lived through incredible highs with this team: division titles, historic seasons, MVPs, Cy Youngs, no-hitters, unforgettable walk-offs. But we've also lived through heartbreaks that stay with you long after the stadium lights go out. And if there's one thing that has hurt us more than anything else over the last few years, it's the bullpen letting games slip through our fingers at the worst possible moments. As a fan, it's exhausting to watch 8 brilliant innings from our pitchers, to watch our lineup fight for every run, only to see everything fall apart in the final 3 outs. It's painful, frustrating, and it stays with you long after the game ends. I remember games where we had momentum, where we controlled every pitch, where the stadium was buzzing like something magical was about to happen, and then suddenly, one bad inning destroyed everything. That's why, at this point, I don't just want the bullpen fixed. I need it fixed. It's personal. Because being a Dodgers fan is emotional. It's waking up thinking about the team. It's watching games late at night even when you're exhausted. It's screaming at the TV when the bullpen loads the bases again. It's believing every year is the year, and then watching October crush you because the final inning was unstable. So when people ask me whether the Dodgers should go all in on Kyle Tucker or focus on a new closer, my answer as a fan is clear: fix the bullpen first. Fix the wound that has cost us games, series, and momentum. Fix the thing that keeps us up at night. Do I think Kyle Tucker would be incredible in Dodger blue? Absolutely. I would love to see him hitting behind Freddie or ahead of Mookie. I would love the offensive firepower, the highlight plays in the outfield, the depth he would bring. But none of that matters if you can't protect the lead. None of that matters if the ninth inning turns into chaos again. None of that matters if October becomes another painful reminder that we didn't address our biggest weakness. And that's why, in my heart, I believe the Dodgers are making the right choice in prioritizing pitching. It's not the flashy move. It's not the move that dominates headlines. It's not the move that sells jerseys. But it's the move that wins championships. And as a fan, I'm tired of hearing that we were the best team on paper. I'm tired of hearing about how we led the league in runs scored or how our WAR was elite. None of that has ever comforted me when I'm watching another late inning meltdown in the postseason. What comforts me is knowing that when the ninth inning arrives, we have someone who slams the door without hesitation. Someone who brings calm, not fear. Someone who doesn't collapse under pressure. That's why I support the idea of targeting someone like Pete Fairbanks. That's why I think the bullpen must come before everything else. Because a dominant closer can change the entire energy of a game. He can change the confidence of the fan base. He can change the way the team plays late in the season. He can change October. As fans, we don't just want to win. We want to feel safe when we're winning. We want to trust that when we enter the late innings with a 1-run lead, the game isn't slipping away. And right now, that feeling of security is something the Dodgers haven't given us in a long time. So yes, my opinion as a Dodger fan is strong. Fix the bullpen, build from the mound out, and then add the pieces you want. not the pieces you need. Because once the bullpen is stable, the entire foundation of the team becomes stronger. And only then can moves like Kyle Tucker truly elevate us, rather than distract us from the real issue. At the end of the day, I just want a Dodgers team that can dominate from the first pitch to the last. A team that doesn't make me hold my breath every time the bullpen door opens. A team that carries confidence into October, not anxiety. A team that finishes games the way champions finish games. And if this offseason finally delivers that, then I believe 2026 won't just be another hopeful season. It might finally be the one that heals the heartbreaks we've been carrying for years. That's my honest opinion as a Dodgers fan. Go Dodgers, always.